We have some wonderful lineup for you tonight, folks. Coming to the stage now is a very funny lady. She was a semifinalist in America's Got Talent. She's opened for all kinds of professionals through the years, Rob Snyder, Paul Rodriguez, and many more. She's a regular from the TV show My 50 TV, Duke City Comedy League. Welcome, Goldie Garcia.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me out there? It's good. Okay, that's great. Well, thank you all for coming. How many people from Santa Fe? El Dorado, by applause. You guys hated Santa Fe so much you had to build your own community, didn't you? I come from wagon train family on my dad's side. My mom's side. I'm Mexican-American. I don't know if you noticed. But get a good look, people, because it's like seeing a comet. Yeah, a Latina without a baby. Damn you white people got that. No, I'm teasing. Well, I used to live back in Boston. Any transplants here? By applause? I live back in Boston. Bostonians don't consider New Mexico a state. Do you realize that? Yeah, to visualize New Mexico in New Englanders' minds, I had to tell them that New Mexico is a place where they filmed the Roadrunner cartoons. Meep, meep. We're keeping it clean, people. And I'm an educated woman. I have a diploma from Harvard University hanging on my wall. Can you believe this? A little Latina here from New Mexico? Yeah, they let Mexicans into Harvard, okay. But I've got this diploma from Harvard University hanging on my wall. I swiped it off my gynecologist wall with my feet. Just checking the barometer here. Clean, 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 dirty. Okay, And I was an American at one time, but now I'm a Hispanic. I don't like self-segregating. We're all self-segregating ourselves. Where did this word Hispanic come from? See, we Latinos feel we didn't have a role model, say, call us Hispanic. This word has made my life complicated. First of all, where did the word come from? This umbrella term. All our cultures are different. Puerto Ricans are different. Cubans are different. I said, where did this word come from? I talked to Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Mexicans, American Chicanos. The cook said, Garduños. We feel we have nothing in common with that umbrella term Hispanic. And when we first heard we were being labeled Hispanic, we took it with a grain of salt and a shot of tequila. See, we feel we didn't have a role model, say, call us Hispanics. This word has made my life complicated. I can't even take my dog for a walk. Someone will come up to me and say, gee, that's a cute dog. What is it? And I'll say, well, it was a Chihuahua. Now we call it a Hispanic. And I live in Albuquerque, and like most Albuquerqueans, being a Latina, I wasn't raised speaking Spanish. And people don't understand this. They think that we all should know Spanish. And when I was in Catholic school as a young girl in the 60s, the nuns dissuaded us about speaking Spanish because we're so close to the border. Like once this kid said something in Spanish, and that nun, she beat him like a piñata. Yeah, when the candy fell out of his pockets, I picked it up, okay? And she didn't like me. She walked around that resale hall singing, if I had a hammer, if I had a hammer. And I could swear she had a hammer because there was a guy in our classroom nailed to a cross. Hey, it wasn't Jesus Christ. It was a Jehovah's Witness that knocked on the wrong door. I'm a good Catholic girl. I wouldn't take you there. Well, I was working at this restaurant part-time in Albuquerque, and these people walked in with their kid on a leash. And the first thing came to my head as a Hispanic was, gee, white people. You guys are so orderly and so neat to keep your kids on leashes. See, I'm Hispanic. We don't leash our kids. Heck, we don't even leash our pit bulls. Which is why you're smart enough to keep your kids on leashes, And I'm an animal lover. Love dogs. Anybody love dogs here? You all love dogs. You're up here, northern New Mexico. We love our pets. And, I had a Chihuahua that needed $3,000 worth of surgery. at the vets. You know how high vets are, right? And I couldn't figure it out. I scraped up $3,000 in a week for that dog, but I can't scrape up $3,000 in 3 years to pay off my car. What's the logic here, right? And I'm such an animal lover. I mean, I had a cat. Pets are expensive. I had a cat that cost me $150. And I'll tell you, people, that's the most expensive piece of fur I've ever owned. Stupid joke. I know it's stupid, but I like doing it. And then, you know, you got the bears come down here in northern New Mexico. We have the Philmont Ranch where the Boy Scouts are, right? And it seems like every summer a bear comes down from the mountains and attacks a Boy Scout's tent. And the news said last time that there was no food in the tent. I'm thinking, no food in the tent? Heck, the boy was the food. The bear doesn't look in the tent and say, oh, there's nothing here. Heck no, he's got a chubby little Boy Scout beefed up Twinkie, Twizzlers, Pixie Sticks, and Pignons, you know? But let's say the bear tore into the tent, and there was that chubby little Boy Scout beefed up on Twinkies, Twizzlers, Pixie Sticks, and Pignons, and he sees a bag of Frito-Lays, a can of chili beans, looks back at the Boy Scout and says, gee, I think I'll make myself a Boy Scout Frito pie.